Hi everyone, my name is Lester. I'm glad here to share my story with you guys. And my story is about the cultural difference of education through three different places. Here's my content. First, I'm gonna show you guys a map to basically tell you guys where are these three places, and I will share my experience in those countries to you, and I will simply explain how they influence me and how I influence them. So as you can see, this is the map. The distance between these three regions is really far away, which means their cultural system is totally different. And I want to start with my home region, China. China has the most population around the world. The overpopulation is a big problem that we face right now. Based on what we learn in this course, overpopulation means scarce of resource and more competition. This is reflected in education system too. In China, if people want to have a good job, they must graduate from a good university, which means they must have higher grades than other students in high school. And in Chinese parents thought, and Chinese parents always hope their children to be successful. So they push them to study, even use the corporal punishment to force their children to learn. That makes Chinese students really stressful. This picture shows the normal situation happens in China. Those books on their desk is all about textbook and homework. We have half duty of homework every day. I experienced this too. I remember when I was in high school, I have to wake up on 7 a.m. and starting to study and end at 11 p.m., which sounds horrible. And during this time, we have only like 1 or 2 hours to relax and have lunch or supper. We becomes a study robot. Although we are hardworking, some of us cannot do well. I was one of them. I started to doubt myself and become to hate study. And at that time, my mind is full of negative thought. I locked myself in my room. I argue with my parents, argue with my teachers. I don't want to go to school anymore. But a few months later, I realized this is not a solution to solve my problem. I have to change my life. I have to impact the environment. I have to influence my parent. So I talked with my dad. I told him, I don't want to be a robot anymore. He gives me an idea, which is to study abroad. Because I never have this experience before, so he brings me to visit his friend who lives in New Zealand. And this is the picture we took in Auckland. It's a very beautiful country. I talked with his friends and his 2 sons what I experienced in China and asked them for help. They introduced their life to me and what their school looks like, how their teachers teaching, and so on. We learn from each other. And after this conversation, I make a decision. I decide to be an international student to study abroad. And it is really interesting to know that last time I saw my dad's friends, he told me his 2 children becomes more hardworking than before because my words. That is really funny. I didn't choose New Zealand to study. Although this is a really beautiful country and I really love here, but it's not suitable for me. The life in New Zealand is too comfortable, and I'm afraid I can't pay enough attention on study. And after consider carefully, I chose Canada. Here is the picture of me and my high school teacher in Victoria. I moved to Victoria when I was grade 10, and I studied in the Adara Male Community School right there. But when I come here, I have a big challenge for me, which is language. My English is really bad. And I don't want to tell you guys my IELTS score, but it's too shame. Whatever, my English is really bad. And so I find a way to solve this problem is because I can't understand I can't understand the class. So I have to solve this. I find a way to solve this problem is I take a lot of notes, whether I understand or not. And when I come back home, I translate it to Chinese and learn it again. It's changed from passive absorption of knowledge to self-learning for me, and it's really helpful. And I'm really interested in that too. Canada culture changed me because of my learning experience in China. I know a lot of I know a lot of knowledge of many subjects. So after my English improved, I have a lot of friends in Canada, and my teacher, and have a good relationship with my teacher. I will tell them how to learn efficiently and how to hardworking, and they will patiently to teach me some words that I don't understand in class. So, and there's another thing I want to mention is, in Chinese high school, students have no right to choose their courses. But in Canada, we can choose the major to study in university and then study the target courses. Examples, if I choose computer engineer, I have to learn about the physics and chemistry, but if I choose computer science, I only need to take math and psychology. This saves students energy and allow us to focus more on the areas we want to learn. At the same time, it also made me clear my goal in my life, which is right now is artificial intelligence. I really like it and really interested. I want to research it in the future, and I want to make my home region's technology to be progress. And that is how these three regions influence me and how I influence them. They give me help, and I help them too. So that is my presentation. Thank you for listening.